Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a very highly requested video. I've been getting requests to do an updated version of this video for a very long time now. Before I tell you guys what we're talking about today, even though you're going to be able to tell in the title, that chirping is going to go off this entire video. I hope it doesn't annoy you guys, but I just wanted to give you guys a fair warning so you guys know. But anyways, today we're going to be doing an updated favorite brushes video. I get 1,001 questions on what brushes I use. I know you guys know I love blending, and everything that I do basically is very seamless and very flawless. I hate to say it, but hey, it's the truth. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys what brushes that I use to achieve that look, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you like these kinds of videos and you want me to do more favorite videos or favorites videos, then just go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to keep up with my videos in the future, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you guys are notified every time that I upload a new video. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get on into it, shall we? Okay, so I have my favorite face brushes to the right of me and my favorite eye brushes to the left of me, and I'm going to tell you guys I have way more eye brushes than I do face brushes because I do the most, again, with my eyeshadow, and I like to make sure everything looks the way I like it to. Another warning, these brushes are not clean. I just did my face, but I did clean them the other day. Actually, if you watched my last video, you would know that because I showed you guys how I wash my brushes. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started with the eye brushes. I'm going to do blending last just because I have a lot of blending brushes that I like. So the first brush I'm going to go ahead and show you guys is my favorite liner brush. This is the Bdelium Tools 206 brush.
Okay, so I just went to Google the price of that brush for you guys, and I'm not sure if they discontinued it or what, but I cannot find it. So I found an alternative for you guys, and this one is very similar.
This brush is just super tiny, and even if your hand's not super steady, I feel like since it's so small, it doesn't deposit a lot of product because it can't hold a lot of product. So I don't know, I just feel like it's very easy to work with. And I really like the bristles. They're not too flimsy, so I can get a nice, clean, crisp liner. Morphe M326. Now, I use this brush for mainly my lower lash line. Like, if I put a lot of eyeliner on my lower lash line and I want to smudge it out, I'll go back in and blend it out with that. Or I'll take some eyeshadow if I can't find my pencil brush in time, or if I don't feel like looking for my pencil brush, and I'll just go out and blend that out. Or, like I did today, I'll take this, spray it, dip it in whatever I'm going to use to put on my inner corner, and I'll just go right in here and place my inner corner highlight. So next, my favorite pencil brush. Okay, so my favorite pencil brush, I already know the number, is a T8 from Makeup Shack. And if you guys didn't know, I do have a code with the Makeup Shack, and yes, it is an affiliate code. So when you do purchase and you use my code, I do get a percentage of your purchase, but I would not recommend anything to you guys that I wouldn't use myself. So these brushes are my absolute favorite through and through. You don't have to worry about me trying to fool you or pull one over your head. But anyways, this is what it looks like. It's a nice domed pencil brush. I like it for placing shadow on my lower lash line the most. And then again, if I'm getting lazy and I can't find this one, I'll take this and I'll do my inner corner as well. Or if I'm doing like a really detailed eye look, I'll take like a dark color and smudge out my lower lash line, my top lash line, or my upper lash line, whatever you want to call it. Or I'll go in my crease to add a darker color like a black or a dark brown or a maroon or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go and I'm going to start with my blending brushes, but I'm going to go into my bigger blending brushes that I like for eyes. So, okay, so the first one is a Makeup Shack T11, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the T11. Now this brush is longer than the next one I'm going to show you, which is a T12. I really like this one. You can't tell by looking at this brush is always done in some kind of warm tone shadow. So I'll take this brush and I'll place this in my upper crease just to start blowing out whatever color was placed down before it, and then intensifying it as well. So this brush, since it's so long for me and my eye shape, it's not one of those brushes, unless you have a super huge eyelid, it's not one of those brushes that's going to keep the color in like a defined, concentrated area. Like, it's going to blow things out. So I love this brush for blowing out any kind of color in my crease, whatever the color may be. Oh, and sometimes if I really want to blow out my lower lash line, I'll take this in like a yellow or some kind of lighter color and I'll blow out the lower lash line as well. This one is a Makeup Shack T12. This one is smaller in size compared to the T11. I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, it's a lot smaller and a little bit more dense. The same kind of situation with this brush. With this one, I'll go a little bit lower than the T11, and I'll kind of just use small circular motions and rock back and forth. But this color is, this brush is going to keep the color a little bit more concentrated than the T11 would. And then same situation, if I see this one before I see any other blending brush, I'll use it to blend out my lower lash line if I need to, or blow out. These next two, these are the same brush. That's how you know I love them. Thanks, Anastasia. Okay, so this brush is an A12 from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love this brush. It's just your typical starting out in my crease. I want to lay down some kind of brown, or this is for your transition shade, honestly. So I'll take this and I'll just start up super, super high, whatever color I'm starting with, and I'll just rock back and forth and blend and place that color down. This is going to completely diffuse everything. That's why I love the brush. It blows everything out so nicely, so well. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to go through the last couple blending brushes before we move on to other things. Okay, so the last blending brush I have to show you guys is the Morphe M532, and this one looks like so. This one is bigger than all the other blending brushes that I showed you before, and I use this solely to blow out whatever color I put down first. So this is going to blend out anything. If you're having a hard time blending out a color, I grab this brush, or I grab my T11, and it does the trick. I use this brush to set my eyelids with powder sometimes after I prime it with concealer. It is a Morphe M535, which y'all know has been my ride or die for so long. This brush is very similar to the A12 from Anastasia, but this brush is a lot denser to me. So I'm going to show you this, and then I'll put the Anastasia one next to it so you guys can see. This one's a lot fluffier and this one's a little bit more dense. This M535 is similar to the T12 in a sense, where it's denser, so it'll apply more product, but the more you wash it, honestly, the more the bristles itself kind of blow out. So it won't keep the color as concentrated. It will still blow it out, but lay down a lot of pigment as well, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the next one is a newer one that I've really come to love, which is an Anastasia A25. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Okay, so this one is, it's hard to see on camera, but it's long and not so skinny, but it is tapered. So with this one, it kind of comes to a point, and I can go back in and place whatever color it may be into my crease. So if I'm doing like a cut crease and I want to start off with a light brown, then go back in with like a darker brown, let's say, I'll just take this brush, and with the darker brown, I'll start to define my crease and kind of drag it all out and blow it all out without it being too blown out to where it doesn't look like you're about to cut your crease, if that makes sense. So yeah, this color, this brush is kind of similar to the M535, but it is skinnier and it's a little bit more tapered, so it keeps the color more in the area that you need it to be. It is a Morphe M514. This is how this brush looks. It's very, very skinny and super tapered. I like this brush, especially when I'm doing cut creases, because I'll go back and forth with this brush and I'll literally just make the line. And then I'll go back in with a brush like this, which was the A25. Make sure I'm not lying. Yeah, A25 from Anastasia, or a T12 from Makeup Shack, and to blend it out. But yeah, this color, this brush is just really good at depositing a specific color and then starting to blend it out, but I'll go back in with something else and blend it out some more. Blending brushes. This is a MAC 217, which is very popular. I'm sure you guys know what it looks like, but I use the 217 to pack colors on my lid, whether it be all over my eye, in the inner and the outer corner for a halo, or just the outer corner or just the inner corner. It just deposits a lot of color, and then you can go out and blend with it as well because it is a blending brush. So I love this brush, and I'll also, if I'm getting really lazy, sorry, my ankle's itching, I'll place a lot of highlighter in my inner corner with this brush, and I'll also blend out colors on my lower lash line. This is a great lower lash line brush just because it's so small and petite. It gets up under there and blends everything out. The next one is a Makeup Shack T33. The T33 from Makeup Shack is very similar to the M433 from Morphe, but I prefer the Makeup Shack one over the Morphe one because I feel like this has less bristles in it. And I don't know, when it comes to packing darker colors in my outer corner and then blending them out, I feel like the less bristles you have, the less it moves the product around. I don't know if that's true, but that's just how I feel. I feel like when I take this brush and I place the color down and I just blow everything out, it blends out nicely. I love the M433, but in comparison to each other, I like this one a lot more. Two favorite concealer brushes. This is a T6 from Makeup Shack, and then this is a T48. So I'm going to show you guys what they look like. I don't really prefer one over the other. Well, yeah, I guess I do. Depends on what I'm doing. So for this one, I use this more on my eyes because it's a lot smaller. And then this one I'll use on my face and my eyes. And then depending on which one I see first, I'll use these both to carve out my brows. So I love these two brushes. I use them a lot. Okay, so this is the brush that I use to pack all the colors on my lid, whether it be matte or shimmer. This is a Makeup Shack T49. So this brush right here is just small and flat. I was using the ABH 12 brush for my brows, but that was back when I used dip brow all the time. Now I'm strictly using powder on my brows, so I prefer the number 7 brush over it. I can't believe I just said that. I was ABH number 12 ride or die for so long. So long. Anyways, this brush is a lot shorter, and the bristles are a lot thinner, and it's a little bit stiffer, which I prefer, because with powder, having something that's thicker and like a little bit flimsier, it kind of throws the product around. I like how this brush is a lot stiffer and thinner, so I can fill it in right where I want it to, and on the other side it has a spoolie, which is great. But if you don't want to spend the money on the Anastasia brushes, a great alternative are Makeup Shack. Makeup Shack brushes, like I said, are very affordable, real cool. This is a Makeup Shack T16. Yeah. This is just a flat top brush. I love this brush with liquid and stick foundations. It does not leave any kind of streaks on my face, blends everything out nicely, and I like to just press it into my skin. That's how I get the most coverage out of it. And yeah, I just love this brush. It's a great foundation brush. I definitely recommend this brush. For the face brushes, I'm going to give you guys two options. One is for Makeup Shack and the other is from Anastasia. As you can tell, I used this one today, but I like them both. This is a Makeup Shack T18 and this is an ABH A20. They are both kind of shaped similarly, except this one's a little bit more tapered, but honestly, when it comes to setting my face, I move kind of fast, kind of sloppy with it, so I just take the pan, rub my brush in it, and press all over my face. I really don't have a preference. I like them both. This is a little bit more inexpensive and this one's a little bit more. So my favorite blush brushes. Okay, so this is a Makeup Shack T24 and then this is an ABH A22. Now this is the brush that I used today that I've been using. It fits on the apples of my cheeks so nicely. I enjoy it. It's very soft, very fluffy. And then this one is very cute. I used this when I filmed with ABH in Beverly Hills. I used this brush and I really liked it, so I asked them for it. But yeah, it's a lot smaller and it's flat. This is what it looks like, and you can just tap it into the pan and then press it on the apples of your cheeks. In another video, I think my purple halo cut crease, I used it to do my highlight, which is a very good thing as well. It's like dual use in one brush. But yeah, I love both of these brushes, but again, I'm giving you guys options. Okay, my absolute favorite concealer brush. Like top. I will not use any other brush to do my concealer other than this brush right here. This is a Makeup Shack T31. I don't know what it is with this brush, but it literally blends out everything so easy and so fast. I've talked about it before in my videos and I've shown you guys how it blends everything out. I'm literally just obsessed with it. So if you're looking for a concealer brush, this is my ride or die, like top bronzer brush. Every time I use bronzer, this is the brush I'm using. But if, let's say, this brush is dirty and I can't use it, or I just want more of a blown out bronze instead of more of a structured bronze, because I wouldn't say this is a contour, but I put it in a specific area. This brush is a lot more tapered and a lot skinnier, so it's going to take that color and deposit it right where you want it, where this brush will kind of blow everything out. It's kind of like a large blush brush and a small powder brush. So yeah, this is a T30 from Makeup Shack. And then this is a T95. Now again, I love them both, but this is my baby, like my literal child. If I could give birth to a brush, honestly, it would come out, they would be quadruplets and they would come out looking just like so. What's my last one? We haven't gotten to this one yet, but yeah. These are my quadruplets. These are my children. Yeah. My favorite highlighting brushes. Ooh, this is my favorite part. Okay, so my ride or die, like ride or die, is the Morphe M501. And then this is this is the Makeup Shack T32. This brush is very soft. It's literally like a very oversized blending brush, like for your eye. But it's soft, and I like how you can kind of just, I don't know, toss the product on your cheek. Now today I did use this brush to put my highlighter on because I couldn't find this even though it was sitting right in front of me. But yeah, I used this brush today, and this brush is a little bit stiffer. It's not as soft as this one, but I guess depending on the highlighter that you use, you might want a stiffer brush. Like let's say with the Anastasia, their Holiday Hollywood old-fashioned glow kit that had more of like the glittery highlighters in it, I prefer using a stiffer brush only because it has like, it's kind of chunky. So when you use something like this, you literally end up with glitter flying everywhere, and it's kind of irritating unless you spray your brush. But with a brush like this, it's so much easier for me to use chunkier highlighters. So I guess it depends on what kind of highlighters you use and what you prefer texture-wise. I definitely recommend them both. I use them both. I love them both. But yeah, this is a T32, and this is a Morphe M501. So I'll just show you guys up close. Okay, and then lastly are these two bad babies. They're from the same company. They're the same thing, look the same, feel the same. They are the Makeup Shack sponges. Now, I cannot believe I'm going to say what I'm about to say, but I haven't picked up a beauty blender ever since I received these. So with these, when I wet them, they expand and they end up being so huge, and they're soft, but they're not like too soft, and they're not soaking up too much product, and they blend everything out so nicely. I love them. I use one to blend out my under eye, so like concealer, foundation, like I'll turn it over and blend out my foundation and blend out my concealer. And I'll take another one, damp as well, and I'll dip it in my setting powder, and I'll just go underneath my eye and set my eye, and I'll set my lid and all that good stuff. But I definitely recommend these sponges. You guys should definitely try them out. They're a lot more inexpensive than the Beauty Blender. I don't know, I really enjoy them. I haven't talked about them much on social media, which I probably should have. I did say on Twitter, I'm gonna stop lying. I said on Twitter that I really like them, but once I posted them on Instagram and Snapchat, I need to get better at that, updating you guys with the products that I like. But yeah, I absolutely love these kids. They are so cute, they feel so good, and they work so well. So yeah. Whoa. I feel like I just talked super fast. Sorry, I just got so excited because I love these brushes. And y'all have been asking me for so long what my favorite brushes are. And now we're done. I'm going to give you guys a final look at my favorite brushes. These are the brushes that I mainly use on my face. Now, give or take a blending brush or 5. I don't use all of these brushes on my face every time I do my face, but for the most part, I do. I switch my brushes out a lot. I just like what I like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and you took something away from it. If you want a favorite series on all my favorite products and everything like that, just go ahead and give this video a fat thumbs up. Leave it in the comment section down below just so I know who wants what and what you guys want to see next. But Friday's video will be a one brand drugstore tutorial, so who's ready? I hope you are. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. We out. Oh, I dropped the brush.